Netflix special, mine is dedicated to the people who raised me, dedicated to my family, those people who are considered derelicts and undesirables of society that are like my Wizard of Oz family. You know, my grandmother's my Annie M. My uncles have been my, the scarecrow. My Uncle Raymond was my scarecrow. And my mom was the Wicked Witch of the East and the West, depending on which day it was. So the special is just dedicated to those people who made me who I am, and in all of their imperfection, they created something special, and I want to make sure that they're not forgotten because in the eyes of other people, they're just a statistic. She and I are very good friends. We've been friends for many years. She's one of my best friends in comedy and in life. We're just good friends. We've been friends for over a decade. We've always encouraged each other. We talked through a lot of stuff together. She's been doing stand-up longer than I have, so she was sort of a mentor to me. So we just spent so much time on the phone, a lot specifically in the mornings when I was driving my kids to school. She's always been there for me and giving me, the words, teaching me how to make this a job as opposed to just something that I was doing. Don't pay to do comedy. When you go do jobs for free, and people, you use your own gas and your own time, and you go there, and then that's you paying for the comedy. So you make sure people respect your work and pay you for it. It was great. It was awesome to see her grow up. I got jealous. I did get jealous. A lot of people lie, but I got jealous for different reasons. Like, I wasn't jealous that she made it. Yeah. I always knew that she would. I got jealous. I saw her do a video with Taylor Swift, and I was so jealous because I was like, "That's my friend. What are you doing with her?" She just was launched into this stardom, into the world of celebrity, and then everybody wanted a piece of her, and I felt like she's mine. Yeah. Now I got to share her with even more people. Yes, Tiffany got me one day, and we went to this this facility where they do like colonics and they do oxygen treatments, and she got me to get oxygen blown into my vagina. And she was like, it's gonna kill all the bacteria. And it was, we went in and it was like these oxygen treatments, but I did not know that it was gonna be in my vagina. And then the funny thing, it was like we did this whole holistic thing, and then we went and ate fried fish and shrimp with French fries. The thing is that when you suffer traumas, you have two choices. You can laugh about it or cry about it, right? And I just decided, ever since I'm the oldest child, and I've always had a sensibility of an older soul. I'm just like, I would think, I got kidnapped by people who love me. Like, my grandmother stole me from my mother to give me a better life. There are people who get kidnapped to get human trafficked. For me, it's always been about perspective, and I've so been aware of everybody else's issues that I'm like, okay, this happened to me, but it happened to a lot of other people. So what if I tell the story, put some jokes into it, and release some people from shame? And that's what it was about for me, is taking the hard stuff to talk about and finding the funny in it to make it relatable to other people. The hardest thing about doing stand-up is everything that happens when you're not on stage. Stand-up is the magic. When you're on stage, that's the sanctuary. That's where you just get to live in the art and suspend your thought about everything that's going on. The horrible thing about stand-up is when you step off the stage there are not enough women in the lineup. You're not getting paid enough. They don't want to book minorities. They don't want to let you book your people. They don't want to have two women on the show. Like, that's the stuff about stand-up that I hate. But stand-up is my getaway from everything that makes me unhappy, and for those minutes that I'm on stage, it's just me and the people, and there's nothing like that. I think comedy treats all comedians bad, right? You're not good until you don't matter until you matter, right? Yeah. So, not to take away from anybody else's journey, because I'm sure there are a lot of white guys who do comedy who've gotten beat up by comedy, because a lot of times the industry beats your confidence out of you. remind you that you're nothing until you're something. So, but there's an extra journey for women and people of color and women of color, and so that's undeniable. You look at lineups, you go online and you look at the lineups of all the comedy show clubs across the country, and you look at the people that they're bringing, you seldomly see women, especially women of color. And Latinas are like, there are like 4 or 5 of us who headline now. So, comedy can be brutal. And a lot of times the people are demanding the stories across the board, right? Not just in stand up, but now the people, and not just people of color. White people are like tired of white people, right? White people are tired of white people. White people were like, we want to see something else. We've seen this already. So I think that the demand for, different stories and different point of views is there now, thanks to the internet, thanks to people who are, the millennials who are leading the charge. They don't want to see they're tired of the status quo, and they're tearing down all the walls, and they're going out there and saying, this is not enough. So, yeah, comedy can be really brutal to comedians. Until you start making them money, they don't care about you.